Hey guys, just finished episode 2 of season 2, New Beginnings of Yellowstone, and this episode was kind of a power transition episode, and Casey's back at the ranch, and John is kind of teaching him how to pretty much be the owner and run the place, and John is kind of trying to replace Rip's area of the ranch with Casey, replace Rip with Casey. And this episode, Rip and Casey get into a really big fight, and it's kind of like a power transition episode, and Casey moves into the house that Rip's living in, and then Rip moved to the bunker house. And when Beth saw Casey's face and after their fight, and then went to go talk to Rip, and Beth and Rip had kind of a heart-to-heart, and then it was kind of like really emotionally sad, and I've been kind of waiting for them to get into contact and have a scene together, because the last episode, the season premiere, they did not have a scene together at all. So I was kind of waiting for that one, and after their heart-to-heart, Beth went to Casey and asked him, like, what are you doing here? Because he has a wife and he has a kid he hasn't seen in, as far as this show is concerned, in weeks. And she just like, hey, when Dad's gone, I'll give it to you and I'll walk away. This whole ranch could be yours. Just don't prove your wife right and say, become Dad, go home, be with your family. And the reason for this is because he is living in what was Rip's house, and she was kind of just like, you just kicked the only home this guy's ever had, and you just kicked him out of it. And you have a home, so what the heck are you doing back here? And then towards the end of the episode, where Casey is driving John to his physical therapy, it's at a pool, and he's doing swimming physical therapy, and so is his wife, and they're all there at the same time. They just don't know it yet. And then Casey's son sees him and starts screaming out for him, and then the whole the way the episode ended is Casey and Casey's wife is kind of just staring each other down eye to eye, and it kind of just leaves it on a what the heck is gonna happen? Is he gonna go home with her and live that life he used to live, or is he gonna, what are they gonna do? And I really want them to stay together, really, really do, because I do not want that poor kid to be growing home, getting separated and growing up in a broken home. And what really made that last scene emotional is because Casey's wife, I can't believe I keep forgetting her name, and her dad had a heart-to-heart and saying because she was gonna move into a 2-bedroom flat and by her new college where she's working at, and Casey's wife's dad told her, well, what about Casey? That's her husband. You can't be making plans without your husband. And then he was well, you guys just didn't go to the downtown and just fill out the papers. You got married in the church, so this is a spiritual marriage you're in, and you're gonna be with each other even in the afterlife, no matter how you feel about this life. And the way they were looking at each other kind of makes you believe that they're gonna get back together, and I really hope that they do. And I'm still waiting on Beth and Rip to get together. Still waiting on that. And there's a lot of good cowboy scenes where they're building fences, and there's a lot of good fighting scenes in this episode. And then John, of course, has to keep going to physical therapy, and he's being like a little baby about it. And Beth is kicking ass, like always, like she is in every episode. And she is buying out the whole land by the ranch. I'm not exactly sure. She's kind of working for her dad right now, and I'm not exactly sure what she's doing. But she's buying all the properties that's surrounding her dad's ranch, and I'm trying to make her dad's ranch a little bigger. So I'm curious about how that is gonna play out. And on top of that, the new Native American tribal chief guy is trying to do the same thing and push out Yellowstone, and so they're kind of like pushing against each other and trying to buy out all the land around Yellowstone and making Yellowstone that much bigger. And then the Native Americans are chief is trying to buy all the land surrounding Yellowstone and trying to push all those Yellowstone's peoples out and making the tribal land that much bigger. So that war, that's gonna end up becoming like a war, and I personally can't wait to see that. But it does kind of feel like the new chief is just trying to be a king, and the tribe is not feeling him at all. So I'm kind of waiting to see him getting pushed out. Well, that is my input for season 2, episode 2 of Yellowstone: The New Beginnings. I hope you guys are watching this show and leave in the comments of what you think about it, or if you have any other inputs, let me know. See you later. Bye.